comes to the genre of analog horror, as a gal who loves her 80s to 2000s retro media, this is a style that aesthetically speaks so well to my brain. I'm also just a big found footage girly, so every element of these channels is just chef's kiss. Question for you, what's your take on analog horror? Do you love it, hate it, have a favorite? Let me know in the comments and let's dive into some fabulous ones. Alrighty everybody, how about we start off today with the Eventide Media Center. Some of the scariest movies involve alien invasions, and likewise, many analog horror stories are centered around the idea of some sort of incursion or other appearance of horrifying monsters in a specific area. One of the most mysterious ones being Eventide Media Center, which is possibly due to its relative novelty, as the first video only came out in 2020. As of December 1st of 2022, all work on the series has sadly officially ceased. All videos have been removed from YouTube, but the channel still exists, making it kind of elusive. It was created by Aiden Chick, also known online as Tempest Films or Helixion. Now that name sounds familiar, and it should to anybody who considers themselves a fan of the analog horror genre. It's because he helped create iconic series such as Channel 7, The Promethean Project, Analog Archives, and more. Compared to similar series that consist of various clips that slowly begin to connect together, Eventide Media Center's videos almost seem unrelated to each other, like any other classic horror anthology. Of course, there are still little puzzle pieces, along with strange scenes involving things like creatures rising out of the ground and an ocean, a seemingly unholy town excavation project, and super entities that possess televisions. The media center of the series title stands for the library and media center used by the fictional town of Eventide Valley, Massachusetts, run by the Eventide Media Group. This place is used as an archive and library for unusual or anomalous events occurring there, along with several neighboring towns in the state of Massachusetts, USA. Towns that have archived events and footage include Eventide Valley itself, as well as Misty Point, Indigo Shoals, Ashenfield, Somerville, East Circuit, New Twilight, and Old Gosford. While it appears that the building has been around since at least 1969, the Media Center has a catalog that dates back to at least 1943 and spans across the decades from the 1950s to the late 1990s. The Media Center initially claimed in a yet-to-be-published guidebook that they also cataloged private telephone conversations and secret military documents, but this was redacted at the editor's request. Among the few known associates of the EMC are Evelyn Blackburn and a mysterious figure known only as E. All original episodes had been uploaded to YouTube, with each season being referred to as a library. So as of November of 2022, a second library, which was known as Season 2, had been added to the main YouTube channel. Library 1 was described as the local collection, whereas Library 2 focused on a connective narrative concerning Evelyn Blackburn. An additional YouTube short titled Funeral was uploaded on November 16th, but so far it hasn't been officially included in either library. So due to the controversy surrounding the episode Crimson Creek on November 30th of 2022, this is when Aiden Chick suspended activity on the series as well as analog horror in general. He did issue an apology, and that apology was posted in the YouTube channel community tab, but has now been removed along with all the content from the channel, the Patreon, and Twitter. The controversial episode in question had a part at the end about a school firearm event being used as the cover story for an eldritch monstrosity decimating a community college. So I can see how it would be deemed kind of poor in taste, but not worth the death threats the creator got. Other creators have attempted to continue the series with their own unique entries, extending from the original episode's lore, but these are not considered official episodes of the original series. These new episodes fall under the series name Eventide Valley Restoration or simply Eventide. Look, I appreciate the efforts, I get it, you want to continue things on, but for me, there's nothing like the original. Next up, time to talk about the Backrooms. Now the concept of the Backrooms first originated as a sort of creepypasta, after a photo of a pale yellow hallway was posted as a picture that felt off. The basics of the lore are that the Backrooms are a seemingly endless labyrinth that people can phase or no-clip into in specific areas in our world. So, to be nitpicky, on May 12th of 2019, an anonymous user started a thread on 4chan's paranormal-themed board asking users to post disquieting images that just feel off. One of the posts was this original picture, the picture of the large carpeted open room with yellow wallpaper and fluorescent lighting on a Dutch angle. It's not known where the photo was taken, but as its popularity grew, grew, internet users expanded upon the original concept by creating different levels and entities which inhabit the Backrooms. Fan-made video games, collaborative fiction wikis, and all more grew out of the one off-putting photo. One of the bigger projects to utilize the Backrooms was the YouTube series of the same name by Kane Pixels. The first video was released on January 7th of 2022, and as of today, the series is still ongoing. These videos consist mainly of found footage from those unfortunate enough to have found themselves in the Backrooms, and archive data from the secretive Async Foundation's research on the place. The story mainly revolves around the Async Research Institute, the low proximity magnetic distortion system. They are trying to connect our world to the Backrooms in order to solve the overpopulation and storage problems. However, the experiment has dire consequences for many Async employees and the Earth, and the organization soon finds out that the system is not working as planned. They do not give up though, and try to keep all the problems a secret from the outside world, and continue to investigate their creation. The exact chronological order of the videos is not known, because not every video has an added date. At the moment, there is a Backrooms horror film based on Kane's videos in the works at A24. Atomic Monster, Turn-In, and 21 Laps. Not much is known about the movie, but it's clear that the story is heavily based on Kane's videos, as well as Kane having a lot of input on the script. The film will also not be in the found footage style, but in a cinematic style. I know I'm excited. I'll be there, in theaters, with my popcorn, my pop, my candy. Here's a lesser-known gem, Petscop. Presented as a let's play of a strange fictional video game, the series began in 2017. It presents itself as a let's play of a game that was supposedly made in 1997 for the PlayStation, so the game would be as old as I am. Unlike some web series, Petscop does not neatly fit into any singular genre. The protagonist Paul traverses each layer of the game, gradually uncovering its darker past, which is in some way related to the life of himself and his family. In the video game, the goal of the player is to catch a variety of creatures called pets, in a similar way to Pokemon. For the actual videos, viewers follow the gameplay of Paul, who, after inputting a cheat code, discovers a darker side to the title. Over Petscop's duration, many theories have popped up to explain exactly what the game is about. Some fans have thought, maybe it tells the fictional story of a killer who caused great pain to the game's creator, while others said it was meant to shed light on a real-life criminal case. The 24-episode series ran until September 2nd of 2019 and received widespread coverage and acclaim for its storytelling, authenticity, surrealism, and its active community of viewers. Here's another fun one, Surreal Broadcast. In the same vein as Eventide Media Center and the very famous Gemini Home Entertainment, I've talked about that one before, Surreal Broadcast is a collection of TV programs with something strange happening in the background. What's interesting about this, however, is that the videos are labeled with a range of different years, allowing viewers to construct a timeline as it goes on. Set in the county of Berkshire in Maine, each video, ranging from found footage to short documentaries, paints a picture of a rural area where something just isn't right. As a fair warning, people with arachnophobia may find this one a little uncomfortable. Personally, I had to watch so much of the show behind my fingers for that reason. I'm just like, I can't do spiders. However, Surreal Broadcast has all the things that make a great creepy story. There's a small county with a strange history, monsters that supposedly feed on fear, and of course, a classic sinister cult devoted to a being said to have fallen from the sky. Really, you got everything. The series was started on March 28th of 2020 by Red Diamond, but sadly hasn't received a new installment since 2021. I'm out here hoping for a part 2. Before I get distracted, how about we end today with the Walten Files? So this is an animated series on YouTube created by Martin Walls on a self-titled channel. 3 episodes have been created so far, with 2 non-canon episodes, hidden episodes, and a trailer. So similar to Gemini Home Entertainment and a couple of other things I've mentioned today, it's a series of VHS tapes, which explains why I'm drawn to it. I believe it's also inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, which also makes a lot of sense. I recently finally watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Loved it. Sorry, back on topic I go. How about we go through season 1 together of this beautiful thing? Spoiler alert. So it all starts in 1974 when Jack Walten and Felix Kranken came up with the idea to create a restaurant aimed at young entertainment with robots by the name of Bond's Burgers, and would be under the management of Bunny Smiles Incorporated, or BSI. So on May 2nd, 1 month before the opening of the restaurant, Felix took Jack's offspring, Ed and Molly, to a school party. Now the school had hosted a boozy beverage area for the adults, and Felix imbibed, if you will. Sadly, he made the stupid choice to drive home later, and his choices led to both the deaths of Ed and Molly. Out of irrational fear and guilt, he buried them in St. Tuana's forest, and after several hours, Jack was like, "Yo, where's my offspring?" Felix wasn't picking up. Jack was actually declared missing on June 11th. Now the restaurant would open on June 28th, 17 days after Jack went. And 2 days after, the restaurant would host its first birthday party. That night, Susan Weddings would make an audio recording mocking the day and the irregularities she noticed in Bond, the leader of the Showstoppers, which was the animatronic band used and operated by Cyberfun Tech to entertain customers. She was like, okay, maybe I'll fix Bond and close for the night. Well, sometime after that, Bond's gonna mutilate poor Susan and stuff her into Banny. Charles, an unknown BSI employee, was killed on July 14th and stuffed into Boozoo. Rosemary Walten would often visit the establishment, looking for a missing husband, even though her attempts just didn't work. And it was on July 19th when she heard a voice behind the main stage of the Showstoppers. So she went backstage and Bond was waiting for her. And then, well, dismembered Rosemary stuffed her into Shaw. Sometime later that day, police reports were given from the Bondsburg location of an adult woman screaming from the backrooms of the restaurant. This prompted the employees to remove the animatronics from the main stage, and on the last day they were open, July 20th, only 2 families were given access to visit the restaurant, and the location later closed for good. So the restaurant was boarded up, and later on, Felix Franken created a vault intended to store any items from the location, which was completed around early December. So by January the next year, the animatronics were gone from the restaurant and into the facility. And I'm gonna stop there. Do I see the Five Nights at Freddy's similarities? Yes, but it's a damn good watch. And that brings us to the end of our time once again, but I know what I'll be enjoying with my supper tonight. I've been Alexa, your resident ooky spooky girly, and if you enjoyed my ramblings today, could you help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing if you aren't already, hit the bell for more analog horror content from us here at Top 5 Scary Videos, and I'll see y'all next time, you lovely spooky people.